All right, we are thrilled once again to welcome in our good friend, Georgia Tech head coach, Brent Key. I guess we've done something right that you've decided it's okay to come back on the show with us, Brent. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes for us.
Well, I mean, why would I not want to get on the show with y'all? I mean,
Well,
I get to talk about the signing day, the fax machine being broke this morning. I mean, all those.
I,
Goodness gracious!
I assume it's one of the few places that you can come on and be assured that you'll be the best looking one on the three box shot. You'll be like, yeah, all right, you're making me look better.
Come on, it is not a half empty day here, Dave. This is a
all right, you're right.
All right, we are positivity on it. Like, read behind me.
Yeah. No negativity allowed.
Yeah, well, there we go. Come on.
That usually is hard for me during the day, but I'll keep it positive here, Brent, just for you, because we're not going to do negativity. An off season full of changes for you, coaching staff changes, obviously personnel changes. How do you feel about where you are with the players you brought in and the coaches that you brought in as you look to build off of what you've been able to establish so far there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I really am. I'm excited about the staff we've been able to put together, and not just the coaches on the field, but also the support staff. And when you finish the third year, really of the program, you're going to have change, especially when you've had success. And that's a positive to any program, and being able to retain the guys that we want to retain, keep those guys here. And you have a lot of under guys. They used to be called GAs, now they're all QCs, but they still fulfill their 2-3 years in the program, and they move on to other things. And it's part of the process. And now the timeline and the calendar, the way it married up this year is exhausting, to say the least. I think when the portal calendar changed somewhat, I don't think anybody anticipated the coaching cycle to move up this quickly. I knew there would be some here and there, head coaches, but these guys all have buyouts and different things, but they didn't seem to change really when guys wanted to make moves. And we deal with what we have to deal with, and that's really the best way of saying it. And but it's tiring, it's exhausting, it's a lot of work to be able to put together the roster that you want to put together, address needs that you have. We were very specific on that. We knew exactly how we wanted to address that, really from midpoint of the season, early to midpoint of the season, with the roster and the holes we wanted to fill. And then with the coaching staff, I'm able to get some established coaches that have had a lot of success. Guys that have we got a little bit older as a coaching staff, but also mixed in some really good youth that I think is going to really add to the value of what we do here at Georgia Tech.
Well, let me start on the defensive side of the ball then, because obviously I think the way that the season ended in some ways came down to the defense not playing up to probably the standard that you were hoping for over the last, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there was one game where they played pretty dang good now that Thanksgiving weekend versus the team.
That's
true.
The
offensive side of the ball played like dog crap. All right, same in the Pitt game. All right, so let's not put it on one side of the ball. I mean, it was. At the end of the day, it's my responsibility to make the adjustments and changes needed to put us in a better position to finish stronger.
So what was the approach then as you fill out both the defensive staff and look to add personnel on defense? What was the things that you were looking for that you said, like, I think this is what will make us stronger on that side of the ball?
Yeah, so defensively, I wanted experience. I wanted experience that had a proven track record of having success in the areas that I felt were important to our success here, things that we have not done well, ways to complement your offense and special teams, and that's where Boogie came in, and Jason, affectionately known as Boogie. We have experience together, working together, going through what in my mind was probably one of the toughest times that we've had here in the last 4 or 5 years, and Boogie was right there by my side, and worked hand in hand to fix some things that year that I was the interim head coach. And I trust him. I believe in him. When he left here 3 years ago and Huff hired him at Marshall, I told Huff, I said, about 3 or 4 years from now, I'm going to come back and get him. And sure enough, here we are. So just great experience. The way they force turnovers on defense, and he said years he's been top 5, top 10 in the country in TFLs and sacks, disruption plays up front, which we've got to improve at. Ball disruption and gaining turnovers, and then you look at the other things and say, okay, well, how does it fit into how we play the game, right? How does it complement the offense? And I think that's what we needed. Then adding some other pieces and other positions. And then the support staff is so important. We got a support staff on defense that has a mix of former players here. We're actually in the process of bringing Jason Moore on to be an assistant, work with the D-line, who has just been such an outstanding player here for us in his role of, came in as a walk-on offensive lineman, moved over to defensive tackle, and played a lot of meaningful reps the last 3 years. And he's going to transition into the coaching world. And then you've got older guys that have been ACC position coaches and college coordinators, as senior analysts. So the experience at all levels, I think, is what's really been exciting on that side of the football. And then from a personnel standpoint, we had to get bigger. We were too small. The guys would play hard majority of the time. I mean, we had to get bigger. And when you're not big enough, it's easy to get moved around. You have to manufacture different things, and now it stresses other parts of the defense. So we addressed that. I think now we have 9 defensive tackles that'll be in the program and 10 defensive ends. So, and that's just scholarship guys. So, to have over 20 total defensive linemen here at Georgia Tech, that's something that's never happened here before.
Well, what about on the offensive side of the ball? Obviously, we know how much Haynes has meant to the program just from a culture standpoint, but obviously from a production standpoint. Now he's gone. You change your offensive coordinator. You bring in George Godsey. You got Justin Haynes coming in from Michigan. Obviously, the quarterback is going to be Alberto Mendoza. How do you think Alberto will go about making this team his own? And what do you expect to see from the offense this year?
Score points, right? But no, the thing with Berto coming in, it's crazy with the timeline of things and how it transpires. It's one of those things where, I'm out on the road, and he gets here and has to go back and it's just a crazy timeline with everything. So yesterday, I think it was really the first time I've had a chance to sit down and really hang out and spend time together with him. He came up here to the office. We spent about 2 hours together yesterday, just talking, just chopping it up and talking about life, talking about the team, talking about him inserting himself in a leadership role. And I did. I shared. I went back 3 years to how Haynes came in and inserted himself, and what he did, and look, and just. We have Alberto, but we also have some other guys, in the quarterback room that we're really high on. We brought Cole Bergeron in this year. We have Grady Adelson, who's been here. Graham Knowles has been here now for 2 years. Grady's really taking that step right now in the offseason as well. He's a guy that we're really high on. So, excited about that room. And then, I'm not going to, overpromise anything, but I'm really excited about the running back room. Really, really excited about the running back room. I'm really excited about the tight end room we've been able to build with through the portal. And we kind of stayed true to what we've done the last several years. And went after we got a couple guys from the Ivy Leagues in the tight end room. Guys that really complement each other. That's the thing about George. He's when he hadn't been coordinating, being a play caller coordinator in the NFL, he's really worked with either quarterbacks or tight ends. And to be able to work with probably some of the greatest tight ends in the history of the National Football League, some Hall of Fame type guys. And, so that's going to continue to be a very important position on our football team. And I think the way we built it this offseason, how they all complement each other, is going to really help us moving forward and address some depth needs. And then, it's a lot of the high school guys. We got to do a better job of developing our high school guys coming in and having them earlier in the season in positions to be able to help us too. And we've already started that. It's something we addressed and I've addressed and we're working on every day. So, there's some unknowns on the offensive side, defensive side, special teams, all those things. but I think that's what makes coaching fun. I mean, I don't think there's a team in the history of the world that's returned everybody from the previous season. So, and y'all know how I am. I mean, I say it all the time. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. There's no other alternative. You work every day to become a better football team, a better version of yourself. And, that's what we're working to do right now.
Well, I'm also excited about your running back room, and I think getting Justice Haynes was important to maintain a certain level of number of Hayneses on your team after Jamal and King leave. So that was an important step. But look, Haynes King, Jamal Haynes, Keelan Rutledge, Vandenberg, like you had so many guys that were personality-wise, I think very much like yourself in terms of that hard-nosed, blue-collar, physical approach. How do you keep that culture going after you've built the sort of foundation over the last few years, now that so many of those guys have moved on?
Keep doing what we do. I mean, we don't compromise anything we do here. We don't change and make things easier. This is a hard place to play, and the way we prepare, the way we train, the way we go about our day to day with everything. It's a really the process is instilled. I mean, we sat here 2 years ago and no one knew who JJ was or no one knew who Red was. I mean, Haynes was coming off a season where he threw, I think, 16 interceptions. So, I mean, there were a lot of unknowns then as well, but I mean, that's the joy of being a head coach is the rebuild and the continuing to every year, work to improve all facets of the organization. And it's probably one of my favorite parts. As tiring, as exhausting as it is, being, the architecture of the program is probably one of my favorite parts.
All right, before we let you go, bigger event in April, your spring game or the Bruno Mars concert, and will you be there?
Who?
Bruno Mars. They had to add another day. Bobby Dodd. He's
I thought you were going to say the Masters.
That's the real. That's the real. Yeah.
This is specific to Georgia Tech.
We moved
back-to-back weekends.
We moved the spring game so that it didn't interfere with Masters weekend this year.
That's smart. That's smart. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that perhaps Brent and I are not the key demographic that is selling out these Bruno Mars shows.
It's possible, but your daughter, but your daughters may love it. So I'm just saying.
Most of the time, I'm serious when I say I don't know somebody. I know who Bruno Mars is. I think my wife has already got the box reserved for all of her friends, wives, and all that. So
that's good.
Yeah, he's a.
That's good.
A couple of years ago we went to a opening of something and John Legend played, and my wife's a huge fan of him, and I really enjoyed it. It was good. It's one of those things where if it's not Metallica or country music or something like that, I'm probably not going to know a ton about it, but I'm sure it'll be a great show.
I'd say Brent has moves like Jagger. Is that Bruno Mars?
We did. No, that's not Bruno Mars. We did see some of those moves before we take your taping. We're going to get some of those moves. I dance like a sore thumb. I mean, it's let's see. We got. Now that we're doing this, we got 2 more seconds. We got to find out some songs here now. What does? All right. I just might. All of a smile. Your hair. How to?
Yeah, I've never heard.
Don't, Brent. You're encouraging Andrea to sing, and
you're so beautiful.
That is strongly discouraged
and I tell you every
show.
day. That
okay, so I'm downloading his essentials right now.
Okay, we got to get ready.
Good, right?
They added a second show, so it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
See, we can't show that on TV because we're against copyright laws now. That's the problem.
I'll pay for the Apple subscription.
Oh, okay. That's fine then. That's fine.
Everything's fine.
Napster,
all right, Brent. Wait.
That was a big Napster day.
Oh yeah, Napster was great. I think I still might have my first iPod. Yeah. I think I have it somewhere.
Oh, I say all that. Yeah, I've got I think 12 iPhones now, and I've got the original iPod. I mean, I'm a pack rat. Got all my gaming
All right,
systems.
Brent. Well,
I got the,
oh,
hey, Atari 2600, original Nintendo, Super Nintendo.
yeah, you got them all.
I got an Atari in my closet right over here, and I got
Oh
like
my
a
gosh.
stack of
2600?
DVDs. Like, yeah, I think so. It's like the whatever, like 86, whatever was like 86, 87 era.
Frogger.
Oh yeah, Frogger was good.
Yeah, Frogger was great. Yeah.
It's always a joy to come on with y'all.
I know.
See,
Well,
you
it's
never
because
know.
we hit on the
You never
important
know.
subjects as opposed to we don't waste a bunch of time talking about football. This is the important stuff.
This is
Yeah,
why you love coming
it's
on
the
with us.
fax machine. So we're waiting on the fax machine to get the faxes for signing day.
It is
remember
interesting to see to track the decline of fax machines and the February signing day they both trended down.
I'll tell you a quick story, guys. We got one more second. When we were at UCF those years, and Coach O'Leary the fax machine was up right by his office, and you had to tell the day before what time the fax was coming in, and if it was not the exact time you said, I mean, he is sitting there breathing over you, just where's it at? Where's it at? Right by the fax. So it's like fax machine anxiety. I think we all built up to work for those.
Fax machine anxiety. It's for all the other terrible things that have happened in our society since the era of the fax machine. At least we've solved fax machine anxiety. We now just have TikTok anxiety, I guess. I don't know.
Not me.
Well,
right,
Brent,
Brent.
as always,
We
you're
appreciate it.
a joy to chat with and make us all smarter, I think.
Always.
Too funny. No, it's always great to be on with y'all too.
All right. We'll see you, brother.
We appreciate the time. We'll see you soon.
All right, bye, y'all.